Story that comes to mind. My dad and I, around Thanksgiving, when I was maybe 7 or 8, were going to the grocery store and saw a homeless man on the corner. And my dad went up to him, and instead of giving him money, he invited him inside and took him grocery shopping to get some food. And that was kind of the first time that I had been exposed to someone who was that less fortunate than I was, and wasn't able to provide food for themselves, especially around Thanksgiving. So that was a very big eye-opener for me. And from that moment on, it's always kind of rested in my mind, that instance that my dad did with this man. So this past year, I had the privilege of going down to Haiti. Well, I guess a year ago. I had the privilege of going down to Haiti and visiting Danita's Children. Now, Danita's Children is an organization, a nonprofit organization that not only helps children who are without families, who are orphaned, but they also help small babies who are malnourished and don't have enough food. So that was the part that I especially got to work with while being there, was the malnourished babies. So during my time at Danita's Children with these malnourished babies, I learned a lot. Who exactly are these children? They're children who don't have any families, or some of them have families and they can't take care of them, so they get so malnourished they send them to Danita's Children, which is pretty crazy to think that here we live in a place where we have food accessible at all times. Speaking of, I have a giant fridge. I know you guys can see this, but I'm going to show it on the camera. Full of food, and I'm complaining. There we go, you see that? And I'm complaining that I don't have enough room in my fridge for all the food. But there are bigger problems, like some people don't even have food, which is pretty crazy. So Danita's Children, what they do is they take medicamamba, which is, excuse me, crushed up, ready-to-use therapeutic food. So it's going to be made from ground roasted peanuts, powdered milk, cooking oil, and sugar and vitamins and minerals, everything that babies need to get some fat and nutrition onto their bones so that they're able to grow properly and develop into regular-sized children their ages. So what happens during this treatment is they'll inject this into their bodies. So either some of them are too weak to eat, so they'll do it either through a needle or they'll do it through a tube or a small bottle until they're able to quickly gain more and more fat on their bodies and able to hold down more food. So after that's over, once they're big enough, they'll either go back to their families, or some of them are orphaned. So they'll stay at Danita's Children and they'll go through the process of schooling and living there as well. So this was also a time when I kind of thought back to, wow, I'm so blessed. You know, I have this fridge full of food, and I have a family that loves me, and it was very, another eye-opening experience for me, and something that I wanted to share with you all. And so I'm sure you're wondering, that's what can I do to help? What can I do to help these babies? And there's a couple things you can do. First and foremost, pray. You can pray for these babies. Pray for the organization, because this organization is based solely off donations and prayers from people like you and I. So it leads me to my next topic, is you can donate. Danita's Children, like I said, is funded fully on donations. So all the money they get is from people like you and I who hear these stories and want to be able to help out. So definitely check out the website, danitaschildren.com, and you can absolutely, pray about how much you can give to these children and go from there. And then lastly, I want to leave you this quote by Proverbs 17:19, which says, "Whoever is generous to the poor lends to the Lord, and he will repay him for his deeds." On that note, thanks so much, guys.